We are just getting started here. I mean, I really believe we as a family, we as a place, we as a community are just getting started.
In Columbia, Tennessee at the Hardison Mill Homestead Hall, and this is the most beautiful farm that I think that we have both ever seen. And what's even more special about it is Rory Feek, one of the famous country songwriters that you guys might know. He's a singer, he's a storyteller. He has opened up his homestead to allow people to come in and actually learn the art of homesteading. And yesterday was intense. I brought my camera with me, I got a little bit of footage, but today is gonna be even more intense. I have a 2-hour talk that I'm gonna be teaching probably a handful of people about homesteading, beekeeping, and all the good things that honeybees can bring to your homestead, and I am just excited. So we're gonna take you guys around and show you just a little bit of this.
Why am I telling you all this? Because if I can do this, anybody can. I hated cooking. I was not very good at it. I was born and raised on ramen noodles and Kraft macaroni. And if I can learn how to cook and love to cook, there's hope for anybody.
This is a Fit Farmer.
Greetings.
And some of my viewers probably don't know who you are, so tell them a little bit about yourself.
Let's see here. Where do I start? Well, let's see. I didn't always grow up as a homesteader. I was more of like a city kid, lived in suburban areas of North Carolina and Charlotte, actually, and I had nothing at all to do with growing food, but that all changed one day, and then I started to be more and more interested about where my food came from, and I was like, well, to know where my food comes from, I need to actually start growing some myself.
That's a huge point. And then you fell through with it, and you just went with it.
That's right, I did. I grew something, I put a seed in the ground, something started to grow, and then my mother-in-law came and said, that's grass you're growing there. I was like, oh no!
You took care of that grass so well.
I sure was. I was watering it, making sure it was good to go, but just had grass. But thankfully I didn't let that discourage me. I continued on and was able to grow things. We lived in the city at the time, my wife and I. Then we started to grow these things called kids, and I became even more interested about my food.
Because that generation needs it. No, that's
exactly
awesome.
Right.
So you guys grow a lot of your food. You live in a yurt.
Yeah, we sold our house in the city. We pretty much sold everything we had. Just because I started to, as I grew more and more food, I wanted to grow more and more food. So I was like, we need to get out of here and really try to spread our wings and grow more. So we left the city life, sold everything, set up a yurt, started a homestead, and got on YouTube and then share what we did.
Went with it. Yeah. So that's the thing about the people that do this and they take the time and bring their camera along. It's a lot of work, okay? You guys know that I mess up constantly when I do my YouTube videos, but you know, that right there, planting that seed, passing that knowledge on, that is what is important. And you know, a lot of us that are doing it didn't have this 100% in our blood from day one. It's taking that step and really nurturing it and then passing that on, you know, help somebody else grow. So that's what we homesteaders are doing here
That's
at
right.
this conference.
And she's inspired me because I was pretty much afraid of bees. I'm still a little nervous, like, is it gonna sting me? Oh, no.
It's gonna sting you. It's gonna sting you.
Then I see you on there just making it look so easy, and then your pictures look so good. I was like, this really neat thing that happened. We had an abandoned nuke hive. I was outside working in the garden, and I see this big swarm of bees.
They caught
just
you!
coming, and then they went right in there.
Oh, that's the best. That's the easiest swarm catch you'll ever get.
Have a good time? I am. Is it South Carolina? North Carolina. What part of North Carolina?
About an hour and a half east.
And so I got in there. I'm in a little dinky shack inside of it. Set my watch for 20 minutes, and exactly 20 minutes and 3 hours later I left. And was absolutely cooked.
What are they? Oh my!
They're babies.
Oh my goodness! I need the babies.
You know, there's just a lot you could do with a blue oyster. The golden oyster has a little more of a nutty cashew flavor, which is really good.
That's turkey tail.
Yeah, I
The
love
little
turkey
tree oyster
tail.
is a little more
Oh, you got some
savory
reishi.
Yes,
and a
that's
little more
locally wild
rich, but
harvested.
It's more of
It's
a
very
winter.
abundant in East
Yeah.
Tennessee where we
Yeah,
live.
yeah.
So we don't even bother growing it because it's just so abundant.
Oh, it's for inoculating?
Yeah, there would be a
Yes.
different
Congratulations
kind,
for
you know,
knowing that.
between
Of
the
Yay.
course,
shiitake.
that's my
Yeah.
next step.
Oh, cool.
I would go with either the blue or the
We also
gold.
have, and this is new for us, the actual mushroom bits. There's
Yeah.
only one manufacturer in the
That
world
make
for
in the
these
world
That
that
bits.
makes
makes
them?
those.
So we're
Yeah.
really glad to have them because it really, really makes it so much
Yes,
easier.
it does. That is
This
the
is
best tool I have ever
That's
used.
awesome. Do you guys sell the plugs?
We do.
Yes, we
Oh,
do.
is that these?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I'm such a geek on mushrooms.
Yeah, I've got shiitake, I've got blue oyster, gold
Okay.
oyster, and winter tree oyster.
Wax.
Yes.
Okay, so one of my next steps on my homestead is we are going to be inoculating our own logs, and that's something that I have been wanting to do for quite some time. And so today at this conference, they have all the spores and all the equipment for us to be able to inoculate our own trees.
It was like a little trowel.
Sure.
And she used
And
it
a
for
blade.
gardening.
Right, right.
And then it was the coolest thing. We'd have to draw it. I've never seen it before. I'm sure I'm sure it looked like it was hand forged because I've
Absolutely.
never seen it before.
It was the best tool. So the spike itself was about this long,
Okay.
and it was thin down and thick at the top. No more than a half an inch.
Okay, so then it had a little bit of an angle.
But it was the
Okay.
tool part was no bigger than my hand,
Okay.
but cupped
Right, right.
Like that,
like that.
Okay.
right?
It looked like a flower.
Kinda.
Kettle.
I got you. I got
So, but then this was kind of, was this kind of,
blowed
It was
out.
cupped.
kinda-
It was cupped, but not deep cupped.
Not super deep. Okay.
Right. So maybe about like that of an
Sure.
angle, like a small shovel,
Gotcha.
yes, like a small
but
shovel.
pointed at the end.
You're fine, you're fine.
And then
Is that about right?
this came
Okay,
down
you do it.
because I actually got to use it.
Sure.
Okay, so it was longer.
So it was longer and it was squared.
Okay. This is actually a prototype hive tool that I'm working on. It works fairly well, but it's 18 inches tip to tail, so it gives us enough leverage that somebody of a smaller stature can get in and work the hives fairly easily. Our bees, we're right outside of Blacksburg, Virginia.
Okay.
So ours are little bit different. I think we've got a good mix with stronger Russian genes because they're angry.
Mutt bees are the best.
Banana,
They're the absolute
I have
best.
named a couple of the hives Banana 1 and
Oh,
Banana
for
2.
sure. But they propolis everything.
Exactly.
And I don't have a problem getting into it, but I'm a bit of a bear.
Yeah.
So my lovely bride here is not so much, has to get a little leverage.
Yeah.
And that's why I went with a longer hive tool for it.
Yeah. Good idea.
Yeah, and I ripped off somebody else's design on it. I can't
But
even really
the
give it
thing
credit,
is
but
that you made it.
absolutely.
That's what's really special. So
And
that's
it
great.
works.
And it
does.
works.
It does.
So that's awesome. That, my friends, was Mr. JJL Forge, and I have been kind of following his stuff and what he's doing for quite some time. So the fact that I was able to have my mom with me, and we were inspired by a tool that we used. We were at the United Plant Saver Society, one of the members that was there, and what they do is they go and they forage and save plants that are huge medicinal, that have huge medicinal benefits for your health. So we were blessed with the opportunity to call in some of those plants and actually harvest and bring them back to our farm and hope that we can regenerate the medicinal factors of some of these herbs like golden seal and Solomon seal. So when my mom was actually with us doing that, she picked up this tool that we've never seen it before, but these people have gone all over the world and learned plants. So when we saw the blacksmiths, she got the immediate idea, like, let's see if he can custom do that tool from memory. I'm sure with a little more research we can find that out, but I'm excited. We're gonna see if he can do it, and that will be a follow-up, and I'll definitely show you guys the final outcome. But I'm getting distracted by these beautiful cows, so let's go see Rory Feek's beautiful cows. Beautiful calves. They really are beautiful. Hey, can I pet you? Oh, those little flies. Oh, you remind me of my cows, except you're a little bit smaller. Well, I told you that there was going to be quite a few people here, and I was able to find one of my favorite YouTubers out there. If you guys don't know who they are, this is Jason and Lorraine from Sow the Land, and you guys have an awesome story, and I've followed it for the last probably 2 years now, but I've not actually been able to meet you. Yeah. So I'm having a little bit of a fangirl moment, like, because seeing people in person versus my internet, my computer, it's two different worlds. But what brought you to the Homesteaders of America conference?
Yeah, so we're filming today for Homesteaders of America, for Amy, and then we're also filming for our own YouTube channel. So, and maybe we'll get more footage from what we got, but both of us, I give Lorraine a camera, so we usually film. But this week we gave her a camera, and so I have a camera, so we've been running around like trying to get as much film footage as possible.
I bet you guys probably did. They probably did an amazing job. Their footage has always been spot on. And like I said, if you guys are interested in seeing more about them, I would love for you guys to go over and check them out. You guys essentially started your homestead for your health, basically.
Yes. Yeah, I had cancer about 12 years ago. So from having cancer 12 years ago in Los Angeles area, it snowballed into where we're at today, of us talking to you right now, where it just, basically try to figure out how to grow food, how to stay healthy, how to be active, what's in our food, and that's it. It's all about the food.
How simple is it to be able to just restart, and a place like this, coming out and talking to people that are like-minded, and just that want, that desire for people to do this.
Yes.
Just start fresh, eat fresh.
Right, it's a great community.
It is. It is a great community. I hope you guys go check them out, follow their story, and tell them I said hi. As the vlogger that really does not do a great job vlogging, I'm gonna apologize, but I just spoke to a good amount of people about getting started in honeybees, and I didn't get to record it for you guys. So hopefully one day you guys will be able to come hear me talk again, but it was pretty good. We inspired a few people.
Dirt road full of potholes, creek banks, cane poles, kitchen cat. A little more country than
This complete and total event has been absolutely wonderful. We've been able to just talk and listen to all the awesome people that want to come out and be a part of a community. But tonight's the last night, and they have definitely outdone themselves. In one of the workshops the other day, they taught, chicken harvesting. This is part of homesteading. This is what people do to be self-sufficient. So tonight, they celebrated all of us being here, and they cooked up an amazing dinner for all of us. And now there's a tent full of completely talented country music writers and singers. And it's a beautiful event. So I just mentioned about the lovely dinner that we have all been able to just completely, there's a crowd, I'm gonna show you. This crowd, this entire tent is full of people, and the line is just now kind of starting to get a little smaller. But the community that is here we're enjoying a meal together. And I want to talk about part of the meal, and actually where we get some of our feathered little land piranhas, and I'll put that in there. But this is Murray McMurray, this is Tom, this is his hatchery, this is your vision, this is your dream. So, but this is where we get our chickens from. And
I wore my Honeystead shirt.
He's got a Honeystead shirt.
Yeah. I told on your live, I was like, I'm wearing my Honeystead shirt. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Like,
it's not weird. So tell us about, you really have made you have the quality of bird that is amazing for a homestead, especially for somebody who's trying to research and find out what breed works for them.
Yeah, yep. You kind of talked about quality, and that's really been our focus. So we're a 100-year-old company, and we really kind of set the same values that they had, all along the way. And we came from a really small town. So Webster City is a pretty small town in the middle of Iowa, and it is a community, and so we really count on that community to do what we do. I've talked about that, a couple of different times. So and this is just an extension of that. So people who come together to support the agricultural roots that we have, and to get back to the basics of
what we're doing.
I say homesteading is one term, but
living,
agrarian lifestyle of knowing where your food comes from and how to produce that food, both effectively, for yourself and for the land, and actually care for the animals. So, and that's really, really important to us too. Is just that care that you get to the animals.
Well, what you put in is essentially what you're going to get out of it.
Yep, absolutely.
And it's not easy harvesting your own animals. It's not.
It does get easier, but yes, it's still, it should be emotional.
It should be.
I think if you lose that, then you become a different thing.
Right.
So
today there was, yesterday and today, or actually yesterday, I saw about 30, 40 people that were able to participate in learning from Joel Salatin and how he essentially harvested these chickens that came from your hatchery.
Yep, so we hatched them, and we've sent them some here to Rory Feek's farm.
Yeah.
It's beautiful Tennessee, and they've been raising these birds and on pasture. And
just like this behind us. This is the best life that these animals.
There's chickens
right
there.
Yeah.
And we have the opportunity here to sit down and be blessed with what we provided and we helped, everyone worked on some part of,
Yeah.
and that's the togetherness that.
And it was delicious.
I haven't got to eat yet. But
You haven't gotten to eat? Oh my gosh.
Well,
you
the
better.
line's still going.
Well, I've already had a plate,
Yeah.
and I went back because there was also a massive brownie.
Yeah,
So
I'm looking at that.
yeah. But I definitely wanted to share amongst my community that, especially the people who are out researching about homesteading and trying to find out about chickens and poultry and where to go. Check out Murray McMurray Hatchery. Check them out.
We want to be, and not just a chicken provider, but a resource
Yeah.
for people who are trying to do, every aspect of.
This is what it's about. It's about the community.
That's absolutely. You have to have a community. so.
Absolutely. I hope you guys check them out. I'll make sure to put all of their information out there. And again, not just a good supplier, they are a resource. So after this morning, the Homesteaders of America event in Columbia, Tennessee will be over. And I'm sitting here underneath a beautiful pavilion, looking back and really appreciating the little donkey decided to say hi. But I'm sitting here just kind of looking back at the entire event and all the people that I have been able to talk to from all over, and just how much of a fresh breath this event has brought to these people that are coming out here, and they are searching for something. They're searching for that self-sufficiency. They're searching for just the encouragement, and not only that, but Amy Fuel, one of my very dear friends, had this vision a good many years ago about building a community, building an opportunity for people to come and learn how to homestead. And her vision started all of this, and she definitely knows how to throw an event for sure. Now, last night was amazing. I mean, there was music and food and just people and the storytelling. And I was able to go up and sit by the fire with Rory himself. And I thanked him for giving me the opportunity to come and talk about beekeeping, talk about my passion. And I am so excited, and I cannot wait to see if any of the people that listened may become beekeepers themselves. From Rebecca Rhodes to talking about how to be a homesteading mom, to Jill Winger talking about, just the basics of starting your homestead kitchen, to cook from scratch, to Anne from A Farm Girl in Making talking about canning and preserving, to Daryl Patton talking about herbalism, which I absolutely love as well. And I didn't get a chance to go up and actually say hi to him, but there were so many more. I mean, there was the chicken butchering, there was a rabbit butchering demo, but it was done in a way to actually really encourage people to go out, and learn and do and be. Melissa K. Norris, she walked up in that garden and she showed everyone how to plant a garden. To my dear friend Janet, who actually talked about homesteading after retirement. All of these people have so much to bring to the table. This was definitely an event. And if you guys missed out on it this go around, definitely keep an eye out. I have a feeling that something's gonna happen again, maybe next year. Now church is about to start, and I'm excited to hear it.
I was wondering if word got out that we were going to have a little gathering this morning. Now I'm wondering when we can start because people keep coming. It only seemed right to me that if we're all gathering for such a good thing all day Friday and all day Saturday, we should get together and be thankful for it. It's not for everybody. Should be for everybody, maybe. But it's for a lot of people if this is something that would mean something to you. And it made it easy for me because I didn't have to wonder what we should do.
Thank you for gathering us together to learn, to be encouraged, to be challenged, and to better serve you in these days. What a privilege it is to be your hands and feet, to be a visible presence of you in a world that is as dysfunctional as it's ever been. Touch us this morning deeply, Lord, with your hand. In the different contexts of our lives, let us each appreciate the application of your word to our hearts. And it's to this end that we commit our time. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you guys for coming with me. And hopefully I'll see some of you guys at the Virginia Homesteaders of America conference. And if I don't see you there, keep an eye out on what might be happening here. And as always, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty and learn something old.